We all know what NoFap is. NoFap is a discipline which requires you to quit porn and masturbation for a specific amount of time in order to gain the benefits of NoFap, which include discipline, confidence, and all that. But also, more importantly, to get rid of the negative side effects of porn and masturbation, which are many. So, why is it then that we keep on failing and losing our streaks and relapsing? As any other addiction, a relapse comes from an urge which is too strong to handle and we can't defeat it and it defeats us, so we end up relapsing. Now, we all know that with time away from the addiction, the urges get easier to deal with and all that, but if you're still a beginner, then what do you do? Now, every urge is also a chance to fail. So, what do we try to do? We try to get less urges, which means less chances to fail. You can be the most disciplined man on earth, but if you are getting urges every single minute, you won't last long. Number one, understand that the disciplined people that we look up to aren't necessarily the people with the highest levels of self control. They are just smart and able to design their life in a way that the wrong things to do are hard to do and the good, correct things to do are just easy. So, what do I mean by this? Well, some people unfollow Instagram models. Other people might install porn blocking applications or extensions. Other people might put a parental control system on their phone to not be able to see over 18 content. Whatever works for you. I take it even further. If I get any sexual images or stickers on WhatsApp, I just delete them. Why take the risk? Now, for me personally, I've removed the social media applications off my phone. It makes my life a hell of a lot easier, and I'm sure that my journey would have been 10 times more difficult if every 5 seconds I had to look at a picture of an attention craving girl who's showing her ass for the world to see. Number two is kill the urge when it's still young and easy to handle. Even if you defeat or dismiss the urge that you've been feeling for a few minutes or half an hour, which you've let stay for that amount of time, it doesn't really go away. A few hours later, maybe tomorrow, the next day, it will come back. The memory of what you saw or felt will come back and it will hit you again. Number three, meditation. I know that this has been mentioned hundreds of times, but it does work. Meditation is like looking into the future. You can tell beforehand what you will feel or happen. It's like a higher state of mind. I know that if I sit down for a few minutes after lunch, I will get lazy and I will get an urge. I know that the loneliness that I feel right now, if not acted upon, will turn into an urge in a few minutes. So I go up and talk to my neighbors. I don't listen to sad music. Number four is, which shouldn't come as a surprise, learning from your mistakes. Now, this isn't just a NoFap thing. This goes for studies and sports and relationships, finance, you name it. If you don't learn from your mistakes, you won't grow. Think about the last times that you've relapsed or when you normally relapse. What happens? What are you thinking 3 hours before? Think 3 hours before. What were you doing? What was happening? Why did the urge come to be? Why did it go too strong? Why didn't you stop it? What were you thinking? Learn from your mistakes. Number five is take the time and place into consideration. For me, when I was younger, every time I opened a philosophy book or a history book to study, I would end up fapping. A philosophy session would end up being a fapping session. And nowadays, I usually get my urges right after lunch and at night before I go to sleep. So, what do? Now, when I finish lunch, I don't sit down because I know that when I sit down, I will get some urges and they will not be easy to defeat. So, what I end up doing is doing the dishes directly after, praying, and stretching. It does wonders. I don't even feel the urge. That's another urge you've removed from your day. Now, the ones that I get at night before bed are a bit more difficult to deal with because you can't really do that much at night. I mean, you can't exercise or go out for a walk all the time. So, what I ended up doing is I turn off my phone and all electronic devices and I spend the last hour or half an hour before bed writing. It really helps, and I've honestly made a new habit. It's a hobby, and the hour I spend writing before bed is one of my favorite hours throughout the day. And I've also noticed a big increase in my creativity. To sum everything up, try to reduce your exposure to potential triggers and urges, and even if you do get them, try to make it as hard as possible to act upon them. Number two is meditate. Not every bad emotion you have to feel has to lead to an urge. Meditation will help you understand yourself better. Number three is learn from your past mistakes. How did this urge come to be? What was I feeling? What was I doing? All this will help you not do the same mistake again. Number 4 is understand the time and place where you usually get your urges. Urges, at least for me, happen in the specific times and places. Learn where they are and try to mix them up. Number 5 is kill an urge before it kills you. Alright, if you've learned anything new, if this video hasn't been a complete waste of time, then consider hitting that like button with the subscribe, bell notifications and all that stuff, and comment down below what day of NoFap are you on.